Thank you so much.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
मुझे लगा था we can have a moment बैठे not खड़े होके
फिर कर आपका
नहीं अब नहीं होगा
नहीं एंड कर देना थैंक यू
Thank you. Hi, and welcome back to Mentally Yours, presented by Mehfooz by Simran, a podcast where we talk about people's struggle, their life journey, and how they become what they are today. If you are looking to gain some insight, to get some motivation, or just to build a connection, this podcast is going to be your companion on the journey of self-exploration and mindfulness. And today we have somebody who's a mother of two, a lawyer by profession. She's into poetry, she's into theatre and filmmaking. She is the epitome of creativity and resilience. Please welcome Miss Nisha Luthra.
Hello, thank you so much. That was a bright, young start to the entire profile, I would say. You've summed up the life so well.
I mean, you have such a great life journey. मुझे लगता है मैं जितना इसके बारे में बात करूँ उतना कम है. इतनी motivational, इतनी inspirational life है आपकी. So before we deep dive into it, आप मुझे बताएंगे how was your day? What did you do today?
Okay, so we were rehearsing with 130 students. We are depicting a story and we're adopting the film Shri Char Sobis into a play on a stage.
Okay.
And it is such a beautiful journey because we are composing the music again. Out of 130 students, there are so many departments. Someone is participating as a choir, someone is in the dances. And you know what? New age children, they have to express and emote like people in 1950. So it is another level of a challenge, but we are really thoroughly enjoying it.
Lovely. I think I'm really in awe of the way you are looking. I mean, the way you are dressed in Western, but still holding that Indian look with the bindi and with the open hair. Do you think you are somehow connected to your roots in a way that you have adopted the Western culture, but you are still very connected to your roots, to your culture?
So I call myself an old soul. I am true rooted in the Indian culture. Even if I go and take a theatre workshop in Ireland, I would start with a namaskar. I would tell them that how and what does it mean that the soul in me bows down to the soul in you. So I really think that I take India wherever I go. I love Indian culture, heritage, and the folk and the raw feel to the entirety of being an Indian. So I feel since we are global citizens, we travel a lot and you want to be comfortable. I wanted to wear a sari today, but I could not because we were rehearsing since 9:30 in the morning with kids. But bindi, definitely. I am all about bindi. My first book of poetry has a big red bindi on it.
Great. And also I was going through your profile and I realized a lot of it was in black and white, some kind of monotone. Does that represent anything? Is there like a specific aesthetic towards it? Or do you like black and white in general? What's the story behind it?
Thank you so much for noticing it and observing it. I really feel that black and white depicts a lot of color and layers in it. I feel that black and white is something which is not grey, which is very complete in itself. So everything I see, I like it in more monotone. See, that's why I'm doing Shri Char Sobis, because I wanted to bring out the black and white to this era in color. So I feel if you own the black in you, if you own the darkness of your soul in you, I feel you look at life outside more vibrantly and you see it more in color.
Amazing. I think the other way to look at it could also be that most of the colors are made out of black and white only. So somehow you are also representing the colorful channelization of life by representing black and white only.
Absolutely. Beautiful. You summed it up so beautifully. Yes.
And about that only, I realized that you have this segment called Folk Shala. And now that we're talking about Indian culture, is that a way that you are promoting Indian culture through Folk Shala? Could you tell our audience a little about it?
So, whatever we did till now, whether it was folk shala, whether it was films, whether it was depicting a story on a stage, we always kept in mind that our heritage is so rich, our culture is so deep that even if I dig down, every time I dig down the Punjab culture, the Rajasthan culture, the culture of India on a whole, I feel that I'm learning something new every time I just flip through the pages. So whatever I do, it always has a taste, I mean, pinch of folk in it, a pinch of rawness to it. So I like those rough edges that Indians have, but still carry themselves so beautifully and so gracefully. I love folk music. I love folk dances as much as I love the classical music and dance. So मुझे लगता है कि इंडियननेस को डिपिक्ट करने के लिए हमारे फोक से अच्छा कोई भी चीज नहीं है. तो हमने दास्तान गोई भी की है, हमने फिल्में भी जो की उसका मैसेज यही था, हमने स्टेज पे जो भी किया उसमें कहीं ना कहीं हमने सस्सी पुन्नू किया, पंजाब की लव लेजेंड उठाकर हमने हीर रांझा की. तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं बहुत ज्यादा जुड़ाव जिसे कहते हैं अपनी रूट से है.
I think it shows up in your personality. Like I said, the way that you are dressed today really shows up that you are really connected to your roots, to your culture. Even though you have adapted westernization to some extent, it's really beautiful to see you this way.
Huge compliment. This is a huge compliment.
Okay, so when I was going through your profile, I was really intrigued that you were a lawyer by profession, and like your life, your journey turned upside down when you started doing theatre. What was the turning point? How did that happen? I'm really interested to know that.
So, जैसे इंडिया की फैमिलीज में होता आया है कि फादर हमेशा बोलते थे कि बेटा डॉक्टर, लॉयर और इंजीनियर, and I was very good at studies. So choose one and do that. I said, why can't I do drama or music or dance? I was very good at music also. Classical music I was learning. He said, no, वो तो ठीक है, वो vocation है, degree क्या है, profession क्या है. I said, okay, so you really want me to do. मैंने जितने भी competitions दिए clear हुए. I had good ranks. So I went ahead and completed my law 5 years. After 12th, I went to Kurukshetra University. I did my 5-year law and I gave the degree to him. I said, now can I do something, whatever I want to do? He said, no, first take some experience, 1 or 2 years, just go, take some experience in your line. When you're financially independent, do something, whatever you want. I said, okay, no regrets, I'll go. I found a job for myself as a legal head. I did that for some time and there I met my husband. It was a love marriage and within 6 months of meeting each other, we knew that, oh, this is the guy for me or this is the girl for me. And now business family में शादी होने का एक चीज बहुत वो होती है कि business में ही काम कर सकती हैं आप और कुछ नहीं करेंगी, हम business चलाएंगे और हम दोनों काम करेंगे. I said, okay, no problem. We started business together. We set up the education business. Still, my husband is the dean of admissions for the particular university, and we still have that business going. Touch wood. Then kids happened. Then I said, okay, I'm still enjoying. I'm really enjoying giving my time and my schedule devoted to my children. I did a lot of things in between, a lot of work. I was a principal of a hospitality college in between.
Singapore?
Yes, Singapore. We did that also. But then a first daughter, she came. Nikasha came into our lives. I said no. For first 3-4 years, till the time she's not independent, she needs me. I left everything. I stayed at home. I was just her chauffeur. Yahan leke jana hai, wahan leke jana hai. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Then again started working within the business because I was very good at HR and administration. So everything I was handling. किया पता नहीं था कि अंदर एक ऐसी चीज जो कि तब से 12th से मन में चल रही थी, क्यों इतना पसंद है नाचना गाना, क्यों इतना पसंद है कहानियां, क्यों इतनी पसंद है. जवाब नहीं थे पर पैरेलली चल रहा था वो वर्ल्ड, अंदर पैरेलल था. तो कुछ नहीं enjoy किया, उसमें भी enjoy किया, बच्ची को थिएटर ज्वाइन करा दिया, जुबिन मेहता's classes विद इन द सिटी. उसने क्लासेस ज्वाइन की तो उसको पता चला, my 7-8 year old daughter, that how much my mother is engaged with the art. She knew. Then, is the answer too long? As I'm going on. So 2018, I had some tragedies happening at home. My mother, my father, my elder sister, all within few months of each other, they were going from this world. I mean, my sister was diagnosed with cancer, terminal cancer. She was in 4th stage. She was just 48 years. So we could not, as a family, could not take it. My father had a brain stroke from this information. My mother was already going through Parkinson's. She went into the 4th stage of Parkinson's. So my elder brother, he came back from Canada. 2018 was in and out of hospital and cremation ground. This was happening. So when, my release of this pain was the poetry. I used to write. I wrote a poem on my mother's first death anniversary. My husband said, no, Nisha, this needs to go out. This needs to be either published or you need to take it out of your system. So let's record it. Just out of the blue, he said, let's record it. By then, I started working with a theatre group here. Mr. Atamjeet Singh, he is a playwright, Punjabi playwright, and he was my guru, and we were researching on a play. तो वो कर रही थी साथ में, रिकॉर्ड हुआ, अनमोल आए, अनमोल हमारे साथ जुड़े और हमने वो रिकॉर्ड किया, एंड पीपल रियली लाइक व्हाट आई रोट एंड व्हाट आई recited. I got so many big messages. They resonated with it. So होता है ना कि थोड़ी सी हिम्मत मिलती है कि जो आप लिख रहे हैं, that is making sense to people. Yes. I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, और इस तरह से पहली किताब छप गई. फिर थिएटर की जर्नी ऐसे शुरू हुई कि पहले बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स में बहुत सारा काम किया, कॉस्ट्यूम्स में काम किया, टेक्निकल्स में काम किया, जहां काम मिला वहां किया, एज असिस्टेंट काम किया, छोटे बड़े ग्रुप, सारे छोटे बड़े ग्रुप्स के साथ.
You did not get directly into it.
No,
there were other ways.
Yeah, lot of work I did initially. जो काम मिला मुझे मैंने वो किया. फिर आदमजीत सर ने बोला, निशा रिसर्च तो कर रही हो, बैक स्टेज तो कर ही रही हो, तो क्या करोगी, तुम एक्टिंग करोगी. सर मैं कैसे एक्टिंग कर सकती हूँ, आई डोंट नो द टेक्निकलिटी ऑफ एक्टिंग एट ऑल. ही सेज नहीं तुम करोगी. यस. So he says, I will write a play in English on Nora Richards, because I had an Irish connection. We worked for Ireland, Irish
yes.
University. So he said, there was an Irish lady who was the great grandmother of Punjabi theatre in India. I said, wow, that's very interesting. So we started researching. I was a part of the research also. Sir directed that play and I was Nora Richards. And there were other 14 crew members, the actors and all. It was a very well appreciated play. The governor came to watch it, and one of the schools also came to watch it. And then they approached me, would you direct the same play for our school children? I said, direct? I said, okay, I have assisted in directions, but all right, I'll do it. And then when that happened, the first play, and after that, we've been working. So, इस तरह की कहानी थी.
I think you were really good at what you did, है ना? जो opportunity मिली, you took it and you played it so well that work started coming out of it from it gradually.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आपके अंदर है और अगर आपको opportunity मिली है, तो वो जो आपके अंदर का कलाकार है ना, वो सामने आ ही जाएगा. और अगर आपके अंदर नहीं है, तो आपको कितनी भी opportunity मिल जाए, वो आप नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि I was made for this. I mean, whenever I was in rehearsals, I was so happy, so contented. I felt that I was meditating. I was so connected with my art. So one thing led to another, and now we've been regularly doing a lot of productions with children, with elders, with actors, professional actors, then films. कहानी कहनी है, एक रिलीज चाहिए, तो वो कोई भी मीडियम हो सकता है.
बिल्कुल. तो जैसे कि आपने बोला कि कहानी को एक रिलीज चाहिए, है ना, मे बी इट्स अ वे ऑफ कैथारसिस, अपने इमोशंस को बाहर निकालना, जैसे हम साइकोलॉजी में टर्म यूज करते हैं, कैथारसिस इसका मतलब है इमोशनल रिलीज।
बिल्कुल।
तो आपने बताया कि यू स्टार्टेड राइटिंग आफ्टर योर मदर्स डिमाइस, और जब उनकी फर्स्ट डेथ एनिवर्सरी थी, तो आपको कभी ऐसा फील हुआ कि पोएम्स के थ्रू यू वर रिलीजिंग योर इमोशंस और यू वर राइटिंग डाउन योर इमोशंस, तो क्या वो वल्नरेबिलिटी फील हुई कि दैट एवरीबॉडी इज देयर टू सी हाउ यू आर फीलिंग, लाइक योर इमोशंस आर इन फ्रंट ऑफ एवरीबॉडी, बिकॉज एज ह्यूमंस हम शेयर नहीं कर पाते, हम लोगों से बताते नहीं है, इसीलिए क्योंकि हमें डर लगता है वल्नरेबल होने से, and through your art you were actually being vulnerable. So how did that feel? What was that feeling all about, being vulnerable?
That's very true. अब होता क्या है कि बचपन से ही ना, it was like an open book. Whatever is going in my mind ना, it is on my face, and it is, that's what I'm saying. I do not have filters. I do not hide. I do not. I'm not different people at different times. So roles हम different निभाते हैं, लेकिन रोल के अंदर का जो कलाकार है या जो इंसान है वो सेम रहता है. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था, I was very nervous when the book came, and I was not even sure about it. My friend Afan, who was the editor of this publication, he said, no, you recite very well. I love your work. You must publish it. So 4 लोगों ने कहा publish कर दी, लेकिन कभी भी ऐसा नहीं लगा कि ये बाहर जाने लायक थी भी या नहीं. लेकिन जिस तरह से रिस्पॉन्सेज मिले, जिस तरह से बात हुई, जिस तरह उस पर डिस्कशन हुआ, तो मुझे लगा कि हाँ, शायद क्योंकि मैं मन से लिखती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं मीटर, रिदम और टेक्निकलिटी पे ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं देती हूँ, शायद मन से निकलती है बात तो मन तक पहुंच जाती है. और यही मेरे साथ स्टेज पर होता है. अगर कोई मेरा बच्चा या कोई एक्टर डांस कर रहा है, तो आई फील दैट आई एम डांसिंग ऑन स्टेज, बिकॉज आई एम अ परफॉर्मर एट हार्ट. Love dancing, I love expressing. So कोई गा रहा है तो मुझे लगता है कि I am singing. कोई act कर रहा है तो मुझे लगता है if somebody is crying, I will have tears in my eyes, even from the light console when I'm looking at my actors. So मुझे लगता है कि I am performing. So when you are so bare open in your soul as an artist, then you don't feel nervous, because you feel I own this and I am who I am. You like it or whether you don't like it, but I am who I am. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
Beautiful. तो एक और सवाल मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा था कि जैसे आजकल बहुत बार होता है कि पेरेंट्स प्रेशर करते हैं अपने बच्चों को टू डू व्हाट दे हैव बीन डूइंग, या वो जनरेशनल ट्रॉमा जिसकी हम बात करते हैं वो पास ऑन होता रहता है, वो ब्रेक नहीं होता. But in your case, you beautifully, I would not say it was a generational trauma, but it was a generational thing going on, that your father insisted that you pursue studies first before going into creative arts. But you, with your daughter Nikasha, you said अगर उनको theatre करना है, I think she released a few books, और आपने उनको pursue करने दिया, उस चीज के लिए promote किया. That is really beautiful. And before asking the question, I really want to appreciate that. I mean, as somebody who's the face of the narrators, a performing creative art group, this is beautiful. Somebody who's looking at you through our lens, or anybody who's looking up to you would really feel inspired.
Thank you.
I mean, the young mothers, children in fact would really appreciate you. And how was the journey with Nikasha?
Okay, Nikasha was, even before me, she was connected to theatre. She was connected to stories, characters. She knew more than me. And that's how she was groomed from the childhood. So, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि उससे मैंने ज्यादा सीखा है, मैंने उससे मुझसे कम सीखा. तो आज भी she's a better writer than me. I cannot put my thoughts into words like she does. She's a better playwright than me. She is far more better actor than me. But the only fact is that Nikasha के फादर को अभी भी ये था 12th जब हमने 11th में सब्जेक्ट्स लिए कि बेटा ऐसा कुछ करो जिससे फाइनेंशियली सिक्योर हो सको. ठीक है, ये करना चाहती हो करो. बट जैसे मेरे फादर कंसर्न थे, तो वो गए भी स्कूल काउंसलर के पास कि निकाशा को बिजनेस स्टडीज में दिलवाना चाहता हूँ, इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ना चाहिए. तो काउंसलर ने भी कहा कि बिकॉज निकाशा को हम इतनी अच्छी तरह जानते हैं, शी इज सो गुड एट सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट शी शुड डू ह्यूमैनिटीज. So they also said the same thing, and I was already saying this, so father could not have the last word. But Nikasha is pursuing humanities, and I think when I see her on stage, I see her real self. She's not as a daughter, as a friend, as a girl, as a human being. She's not who she is on stage, or whatever she is behind her words or her books. So that is the person I think is her real identity. अगर हम उसको मार देंगे तो निकाशा का अपने आप ही बहुत सारा एक बड़ा पार्ट जो है वो हम अपने हाथों से, जिसे कहते हैं ना, कि उसको हम ग्रूम नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो ठीक है, दूर से देखते हैं, डायरेक्शन जब चाहिए होती है तो देते हैं, बट शी इज अ वेरी वेरी सेंसिबल गर्ल. She's taking her own decisions.
I think it's all coming from you, the genetics and the theatre thing, of course. And it's really great. I mean, the way that you are bringing her up with both of your daughters, I guess, it's really commendable. Okay, moving on. The strong, independent woman character that, you really reflect this energy. And once there was a time when you were a lawyer. I mean, you were still strong, independent then also. But how has this journey been from being a lawyer, being a professional, and then coming into creative arts, handling family, your two daughters? How is the journey like? I mean, it would have been tiresome. अगर मैं आज के time पर सोचूं, I've just got 2 to 3 things to handle. और मेरे लिए उतना वर्कलोड लेना ही बहुत हेवी हो जाता है. And I cannot imagine having a family in future, having kids in future, and managing this also. I mean, the way you are doing it is really commendable. How do you? I mean, I really want to ask, how do you do this?
But then, I was enjoying that part of my life also. I never regret one single moment of spending my time with my daughters, or at my home, or building up my business with my husband. I really enjoyed that. But you know what? जो असली कनेक्ट होता है ना अपने आप से, अपने कोर से, वो मुझे तब रियलाइज हुआ जब मैं परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स और क्रिएटिव आर्ट्स में आई. व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग व्हाटएवर आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू डू, एट दैट टाइम आई रियलाइज्ड आई वाज लिविंग, आई वाज हैप्पी, आई वाज डूइंग एवरीथिंग, एवरी रोल. बट वाज आई माई सेल्फ? Was I connected to myself that much that I'm connected in a rehearsal hall, or when I'm creating a story, when I'm writing? तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि बैलेंसिंग एक्ट बहुत मुश्किल है. तभी मुझे लगा कि शायद 40 की उम्र में मैंने I turned to my passion. I waited all this year. I was not in hurry. I knew that if I have it in me, I will return to my core. So वो लाइफ का पार्ट भी मेरे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी था. फैमिली मेरे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. माई प्रायोरिटीज ऑलवेज माई फैमिली, माई वर्क. आई वॉज ऑलवेज वर्किंग, चाहे वो कोई भी फील्ड हो. आई वॉज ऑलवेज वर्किंग बिकॉज आई हैव वेरी हाई एनर्जी ऑफ वर्क. आई नीड टू डाइवर्ट इट टू क्रिएट समथिंग. तो तब भी खुश थी. पर क्या अपने आप से इतना जुड़ी हुई थी या नहीं, वो नहीं पता. आई वॉज हैप्पी फॉर माई हस्बैंड्स अचीवमेंट, आई वॉज हैप्पी फॉर माई होम, आई वॉज हैप्पी फॉर माई गर्ल टू बी गोइंग ऑन स्टेज. बट वॉज आई हैप्पी विद इन? वो जो स्माइल, जो लाफ्टर अंदर से आता है ना, वो कनेक्शन, वो तब आया जब थिएटर, स्टेज और शब्दों से जुड़ गए. तो बैलेंस भी फिर तभी आया. बहुत दिक्कतें आई. My husband is very used to of having me around always because I was working with him.
Of course.
When I started working for such long hours on my own stories, and it was difficult for him because we are very, very thick friends. First of all, before a husband and wife, we need each other around. So he took it like, oh my God, with a pinch of salt. Okay, all right, she's busy and all. But then initially it was very difficult to make everything cordial. But then he realized that if she's not this, she's not Nisha at all. So she's Nisha if she is an artist also. So they had to make peace with it.
It has become like such an integral part of your life, your personality now.
Exactly. So जब उनको वो बात समझ में आई, एंड बच्चे मेरे बहुत ज्यादा इंटेग्रल पार्ट थे ये बात समझाने के लिए, तो तब उनको लगा कि नहीं, this is going to be the schedule. So difficulties आती हैं. एक working woman हमेशा guilt में होती है कि is she a good mom?
Absolutely right.
Is she doing her work right? अब मैं अगर काम पे ध्यान दे रही हूँ तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हो बच्चे तो घर आ गए होंगे, उन्होंने कुछ खाया या नहीं. अगर मैं घर पे हूँ तो मुझे लगता है ओह मैंने रिहर्सल आज पूरी नहीं कराई, जल्दी छोड़ दी. तो always you are in guilt. But you have to live with it.
So ठीक है. So I have to be prepared that if this happens in future,
Yes.
you'll have to manage the guilt also.
Yes, of course.
It's too much, right? Okay. So I have done theatre for a few years and I'm into creative arts also. तो जब हम theatre करते हैं ना, whenever we are doing a play, तो उस कैरेक्टर में खुद को समाने के लिए, उस कैरेक्टर को अपना एक पार्ट बनाने के लिए go through like a lot of like it's a huge process.
Yes.
वो पूरा जर्नी है. तो कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि उस प्ले के बाद आपकी लाइफ थोड़ी सी कहीं बदल जाती है, वो कैरेक्टर आपको थोड़ा सा कहीं बदल देता है, उसका अंश आपके अंदर कहीं थोड़ा रह जाता है. सो डू यू एवर फील कि किसी कैरेक्टर के थ्रू, किसी स्टोरी के थ्रू, किसी पोएम के थ्रू आपका कोई पुराना ट्रॉमा हील हुआ हो, या कुछ अनरिजॉल्व्ड इमोशंस थे जो उस प्ले, उस कैरेक्टर के थ्रू बाहर आए हो? कोई ऐसा इंसिडेंट इफ यू वुड लाइक टू शेयर?
तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि हमारी फर्स्ट फिल्म थी, उससे पहले बहुत सारी पोइट्री फिल्म हुई थी कोरोना टाइम्स में, लेकिन जो फर्स्ट प्रोफेशनल टेक्निकली साउंड प्रोफेशनल फिल्म थी 10 मिनट्स की शॉर्ट फिल्म वृंदा, that was very close to my heart. I wrote it on a piece of paper. It was based on a poetry. It was based on a life of a woman who was perfect from outside. She had money, she had children, she had a loving husband, she had everything within the reach. Perfect दिखने वाली वो लाइफ के अंदर का उसका एक दिन कैसा था, वृंदा वही कहती है. The internal universe of a woman, what all does she go through and how much validation does she seek? And validation in the end, whatever she was looking, happiness outside, शीशे में देखती है तो उसको लगता है validation तो यही थी. I am the joy. I am the source of happiness. So Brinda, it is not only मैं कहूँगी एक फिल्म, आध्यात्मिक तौर पर वो फिल्म मेरे साथ बहुत जुड़ी हुई है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम जो खुशी, नॉट ओनली विमेन, ह्यूमन बीइंग, जो खुशी हम दूसरों से ढूंढते, लाइक सोशल मीडिया पे वैलिडेशंस, लाइक्स, ओ वाओ समबडी टोल्ड मी दैट आई वाज ब्यूटीफुल, बट डू यू फील ब्यूटीफुल व्हेन यू लुक इनटू द मिरर? आर यू हैप्पी विद योरसेल्फ? तो वो फिल्म उस चीज को बहुत डिपिक्ट करती है. तो यस, दैट कैरेक्टर वृंदा रियली रेजोनेट्स विद मी.
Great. So I've seen and I have heard your stories and I've realized that you have evolved so much throughout. Like you are connected to your roots but you're still evolving gradually. और आपने जितना कम experience से सीखा है with your knowledge, with the work that you have done, it's really commendable. But do you ever feel कि वो imposter syndrome वाली चीज आ रही है? For our audience, I would like to tell you, imposter syndrome is something that you are accomplished in something, that you have been doing something for so long, but you still feel some kind of fear, some kind of confusion that am I even made for this? Even if I'm doing it for so long, am I doing it right? So have you felt something like this? Because new ideas, new generation, young minds keep coming on. And do you feel like कहीं आप पीछे रह गए उस सबके बीच में, even though you are evolving so much?
अब मुझे क्या लगता है, मुझे सिर्फ एक चीज में लगता है कि ये जो यंग जनरेशन है, यंग जनरेशन ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, म्यूजिशियंस, यू नो, दे कैन वर्क टिल एनी आवर्स, मतलब एनी लेंथ. अगर उनको पूरी रात भर सेट लगाना है ना और लाइट सेट करनी है, वो वहां होंगे ऑडिटोरियम में. आई मिस दैट. I want to be standing right on the head of the technical team and want to be doing that. But I want to go back to my children. I have to be at home at a particular time. तो जो आप लोगों की जनरेशन जितना काम कर सकती है और जितना इन्वॉल्व होकर काम कर सकती है, वहां पर मुझे बहुत जेलसी होती है कि मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकती इतना काम. स्टिल जी 4-5 घंटे मैंने अपने आप को दिए हैं, उतने में भी हम एक सेकंड भी ये नहीं करते हैं कि हमको काम करना, बस काम करना है, हमें काम करना है. तो इवन कई बार माई टीम डज नॉट इवन टेक अ वॉशरूम ब्रेक फॉर 6 hours ऑफ रिहर्सल्स. इफ आई एम स्टैंडिंग, दे आर स्टैंडिंग विद मी. And I'm so blessed to have people around me who believe in my vision. अगर मैं खाना खाऊंगी तो ये लोग खाना खाएंगे, अदरवाइज भूखे तो हम भूखे काम करें. काम के सामने कुछ नजर नहीं आता, लेकिन वो हमें इसलिए करना पड़ता है क्योंकि हमारे पास वो ही टाइम है. वो 4 घंटे में हमको आउटपुट देनी है, अदरवाइज टाइम भी गया, रिहर्सल भी गई, कुछ काम नहीं हुआ. तो ये जरूर मुझे लगता है कि मैं आई एम लैगिंग बिहाइंड इन दिस. जितना काम मुझे करना है मैं उतना नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, लेकिन जितना भी कर रही हूँ वो भी शुक्राना है, ग्रैटिट्यूड है कि कर पा रही हूँ. बहुत से लोगों ने हमको प्रिविलेज्ड कंपनी का टैग दिया. ओ दे आर प्रिविलेज्ड, दे कैन डू व्हाटएवर दे वांट टू, यू नो, दे इट इज नॉट देयर लाइवलीहुड. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको प्रिविलेज से एक काम मिलेगा, आपको आगे काम तब मिलेगा when you will be good at your work. प्रिविलेज से काम नहीं मिलेगा.
Definitely.
आपको शो करना पड़ेगा कि आप जो काम कर रहे हैं वो आप जानते हैं और टोटली उसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व हैं. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है जो ये लोग कहते हैं कि प्रिविलेज्ड है, इनके पास ये कुछ भी करना चाहे कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. हमने यहाँ तक पहुंचने के लिए बहुत मेहनत की, बहुत मेहनत की है. और ना ही सिर्फ मैंने, हमारी पूरी टीम ने. तो वो लैकिंग मुझे लगती है.
I think apart from the question, I would really like to appreciate कि चाहे कितने young minds आ रहे हैं, but you have held your position so tight with your work, with the integrity, with the principle that you have. Because क्रिएटिविटी कोई किसी और के पास हो सकती है, बट आपका प्रिंसिपल कोई किसी और के पास नहीं हो सकता. आपका एक्सपीरियंस किसी और के पास नहीं हो सकता, which obviously you reflect in your work.
Yes, I think so and I hope so.
Great. So could you tell me about your childhood a little? Because हम ऐसा सोचते हैं, हम साइकोलॉजी में भी बहुत बार बात करते हैं कि हमारी फ्यूचर लाइफ या हमारी ग्रोन अप लाइफ बहुत ज्यादा रिफ्लेक्शन होती है हमारा चाइल्डहुड कैसा था उसकी. तो क्या आप बचपन में भी यू वर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स पोएम्स और थिएट्रिकल प्लेज और फिल्म्स इन जनरल? हाउ वाज योर चाइल्डहुड लाइक?
तो जब मैं छोटी थी, 4th या 5th क्लास से ही मेरी म्यूजिक टीचर सबसे पहले मेरा गाना मुझे दे देती थी, ये तो निशा गाएगी. माय नी माय मैं एक शिकरा यार बनाया, ये मेरा पहला सॉन्ग था. मैं बहुत छोटी थी एंड इट्स अ वेरी डीप लिरिक्स. और वो मैंने गाया. उसके बाद हर डांस में मैम मुझे आगे कर देती थी. अच्छा, घर में मैं सबसे छोटी थी, तो मेरी बड़ी बहन को ये लगता था कि ये एंटरटेनमेंट चैनल है. उनकी कोई भी फ्रेंड आती थी, अब ये वाला डांस करके दिखाएगी. तो मैंने बहुत डांस किया है. ओ राम जी बड़ा दुख दीना, हर गाने पे मैं डांस करती.
अच्छा, जैसे अभी भी पेरेंट्स होते हैं, बच्चों की कोई भी गेस्ट आए तो चलो डांस करके दिखाओ.
हाँ, बिल्कुल, वो बहुत हुआ है मेरे साथ. तो मैंने बहुत लोगों को एंटरटेन किया. एंड बीइंग द यंगेस्ट वन इन द हाउस, आई वाज ऑलवेज बुलिड एंड मुझे करना पड़ता था, लेकिन मुझे शौक भी था. तो और सबसे बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस, इफ आई नो एनीथिंग अबाउट म्यूजिक एंड परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स, गजल, भजन, अगर हम संगीत से जुड़े हैं तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ बिकॉज ऑफ माई पेरेंट्स. माई पेरेंट्स उन्होंने हमें सुबह सुबह उठाया है तो गुरबानी से उठाया है. जितना इन्फ्लुएंस गुरबानी का मेरी लाइफ में है वो इसलिए क्योंकि हर रोज सुबह मम्मी ने किचन में गुरबानी चलानी, उन्होंने चाय बनानी, तो हमने उससे उठना. वो संस्कार है, यू नो, दैट इज डीप सेट. हमारे यहाँ पर इवनिंग्स हुआ करती थी. पापा के फ्रेंड्स आते थे, मम्मी के फ्रेंड्स आते थे. दे यूज्ड टू सिट एंड हैव अ गजल इवनिंग. फरीदा खानम, बेगम अख्तर, ब्यूटिफुल म्यूजिक. हमने वो सारी गजलें जो आज मैं गाती भी हूँ या मैं सुनती भी हूँ, वो मैंने अपने मम्मी पापा के मुंह से सुनी. तो एक कहते हैं ना, ग्रोइंग अप ईयर्स में, माय मदर वाज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ लिटरेचर, हिंदी साहित्य के वो स्टूडेंट थे. वो बहुत अच्छी पेंटर भी थी.
शी वाज inclined towards singing also,
और
right?
शी यूज्ड टू सिंग वेरी वेल. जो भी गाने मैंने सीखे उनके साथ गाए. वो भजन बहुत अच्छा गाती थी, भजन भी मैं बहुत गाती थी उनके साथ. तो मैं कहूँगी वो संस्कार जो था वो बचपन से उन्होंने हमें वो एक्सपोजर दिया टू गुड म्यूजिक, टू क्लासिकल म्यूजिक. तो मजा आया. मे बी दैट वाज द रीजन.
Okay, so moving on, we have a very interesting segment called Mental Health Rapid Fire Round.
Wow.
And you have to answer it as short as you can. Okay, so your first question is, what works for you? Positive affirmations or deep breathing?
Deep breathing.
Okay. One emotion you struggle with the most?
Temper. I am trying to work on my temper. Yeah.
Okay. So you get angry frequently?
When I'm not able to complete the work in those number of hours, that is the only irritation that I have.
Okay. What's your ultimate comfort activity?
Ultimate comfort, listening to music.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing you wish people knew about mental health?
That it exists, we need to address it. Like we go to the gym for physical health, we need to address the mental health also.
Amazing. One thing that instantly lifts your mood?
Again, my children.
Okay.
And music.
Okay. Do you believe or do you go by your gut feeling or by what your brain says?
Gut feeling.
Okay. So you're heart-driven kind of a person, feeling-driven.
Completely.
Okay. A mental health related movie that you love or you would advise our audience to watch?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Beautiful. What's a song that lifts your spirit instantly?
Love You Zindagi.
The movie itself is so amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Poetry or theatre? What's better for stress relief?
Oh my God, this is tough. Theatre for the outer release and poetry for the inner release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So we are done with this segment, and my next question is related to the last question only. If you were to choose between poetry and theatre, what would you choose and why?
Okay. When, because I'm a performing artist, even if I write poetry, I need to recite it. I'm not very high on that, okay, I need to see it published. I want to publish a book of it. No. If I'm writing it, I need to perform it. I need to recite it. I need to give it out to the world. So I think I am primarily a performing artist. So theatre.
Yeah. Okay, I did not expect that because you started poetry earlier than theatre, right?
That's true. But my release is theatre.
You need some movement too.
I need a physicality of my characters, the music compositions, the dance composition. I need to see an ensemble in front of me. मुझे जो दिखता है, मुझे वो फील होता है. So लिख दी भूल जाऊंगी पोएट्री के बारे में, लिख देती हूँ, वो मेरी इनर रिलीज के लिए है. But for the artist in me, it's theatre.
Amazing. So as you said, you chose theatre. तो theatre बहुत लोगों के लिए it's a way of meditation. Art in itself is a way of meditation. और जैसे आपने बोला कि catharsis भी है वो आपके लिए. तो आप मेंटल हेल्थ को और आर्ट को कैसे कनेक्ट करते हो आपस में?
So मेरे लिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था ये देखना कि थिएटर ने मेरी मेंटल हेल्थ के साथ क्या किया. I was amazed whatever it did with me as a person. So मेरे लिए तो I was a live example of feeling again a purpose in my life with theatre. So theatre ने जब मेरी लाइफ, जब मेरे ग्रीफ को इतना solid catharsis provide किया, तो मुझे लगा कि बहुत लोगों को ये हेल्प कर सकता है. So what we did was, we did a lot of workshops with highly stressed professionals like teachers, doctors, police women, cops. We did it with Punjab Police. We did it with Kerala corporates. We did it in Ireland with the writers, about the writer block. We did it with the literary societies. Then we did it with university students. Then we did it with school students. So I feel that at every age, people are more controlled in their emotions. बच्चे जितना छोटा बच्चा होगा उतनी जल्दी वो थिएटर में रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा. जैसे जैसे एज का ब्रैकेट बढ़ता है, जैसे जैसे आप कॉर्पोरेट्स में जाओ, जैसे जैसे 50-60 के ऊपर बढ़ो, दे सो स्टिफ इनिशियली. The cops came, the women cops came. They were about 70 ऐसे कुछ थे. हम गए. They were like this in their uniform. के another workshop, you know. I don't know what are they going to do. Very stiff in their body language. After 2.5 hours. They were sitting with us, sipping coffee, and they had tears in their eyes that how are they struggling in their family and at the workplace, because they wanted to talk. They were so open after the first 20 minutes of our workshop that I felt that if this can be done with such a strong head, theater can do anything to
Wonders.
melt any kind of filters that we have. So it helped me. It helped. Then we started a campaign called Heal.
Yes.
Heal is all about workshops. We do it with sound, we do it with theater, we do it with movement, we do it with breath. तो ये सब इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं हम लोग. बहुत बार हमने लोगों को रोते हुए देखा है, बहुत बार हमने लोगों को हंसते हुए देखा है अपनी वर्कशॉप से जाते हुए, बट definitely an emotional release.
Which is obviously very important because you hold up so much.
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
Amazing. So as you said, you're an old soul, है ना? Or as I said earlier also, your body language, your personality represents that touch of culture. So do you think there's a specific connection with history, or is there a specific character from history that you resonate with, or a specific era that you think belongs to you, or like where is this history touch coming from?
I think I belong to this time and era only, but my heart and my mind is stuck in 70s. Somewhere when I was growing up with my mother, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. My mother was a very simple, very kind woman who only had her kids, her house, and her kitchen was her world. We were her world. तो वो गाना भी सुन रही है, वो खाना भी बना रही है, वो गाना भी सुन रही है, तो वो गाना भी अभी तक मेरे दिमाग में चलता है. तो अगर वो तैयार होने का उनका आइडिया ये था कि अपने बाल लिए, एक पीछे जूड़ा बनाया, एक लाल बिंदी लगाई, लिपस्टिक लगाई, एंड शी वाज रेडी. काजल वाज हर बेसिक फीचर टू गेट रेडी. इतनी सिंपली और इतनी सुंदर तरीके से अगर एक इंडियन फीमेल एक साड़ी पहनकर, एक जूड़ा बनाकर इतनी खूबसूरत लग सकती है, मुझे लगता था she was the epitome of grace for me. And then my elder sister, oh my God, what should I say? I'm not even close to one छोटा सा dust of her feet also. She was so beautiful, so graceful. My elder sister, तो मुझे लगता है मेरे ऊपर उनका influence बहुत ज़्यादा रहा है, और they have shaped me as a woman. मुझे ऐसा लगता है I'm stuck in the time when I used to live with them. तो कहीं भी चले जाऊं, कहाँ भी बैठी हूँ, अगर मैं, even if I'm sitting in embassies or I'm talking to these people who are not from my own country, but they would see my country in me. Because that is set in my upbringing. तो इसलिए शायद हो सकता है.
Amazing. So what is your comfort zone? I mean, the way you're handling your family, your work, what's your comfort place? Where do you find the most solace? Like with your family, or I mean, there's no guilt in saying that you find some solace in your work also.
Yeah.
Because as you said, we deal with a lot of guilt, working women who have a family. So where do you find the most solace, and where do you feel that you belong here the most? Like you are yourself.
So I am not known very well in the social circle here in the city, because they feel that I'm very snootish. I have a lot of attitude problem, or I don't go anywhere, because my life is about work, straight from work to my
Family.
children, and that is my life, to and fro. And nothing else contains my day. And I'm very happy in these two places. This is my whole wild world. I'm not saying being social is wrong. I want to go and meet my friends, once in a while, definitely. But I feel very safe with my family, with my team, with my people who I work with, and at my workplace. So when you're contented where you are, then you do not want to be anywhere else. So I feel कि my comfort zone is either my workplace or my home. I mean, whenever I'm restless, I'm not able to sleep, there is a production, कल को ये कैसे होगा, वो कैसे होगा, I just go lie down with my younger daughter. I just hold her hand and she sleeps like a log. उसको तो पता ही नहीं है, अगर सो रही है तो switch off है. वो स्विच ऑफ मेरा उसको देखकर होता है कि ठीक है सो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं होता.
This is when you rest well
Yeah.
with your daughter.
And since my husband is my best friend, we fight a lot, but we talk about everything, every single thing, at whatever is happening at work. ये आज ये हुआ, आज वो हुआ, सब बात करनी है. वो चेन्नई में है तो वो वहाँ की करेंगे, मैं यहाँ की करूँगी. So I think he's also my safe place.
Amazing. I mean, after hearing your life story, I realized that it has been a lot of struggle, ups and downs, emotional resilience building throughout
Yes.
the process. Would you like to tell us what was the essence of all of it? Like, what is one lesson that you have learned that you always remind yourself, or that something that keeps you going throughout?
Just keep on going. Don't stop. Every day, get ready and show up. It is very important. Once you go out and you show up, things would fall into place on their own. Because अगर रुक गए तो सेल्फ डाउट खेल लेगा, बहुत सारे इमोशंस आपको सराउंड कर लेंगे. Even if you just dress up, you just wash your hair and you go out, you will feel that I'm still alive, I'm still going on, I'm walking somewhere, I'm going somewhere. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है, for me it is to read a good book. I would be very happy to read a good book, to be with those characters. But yeah, just keep on going, just don't stop anywhere. Because जिंदगी तो चलती रहेगी, वो तो किसी के लिए भी नहीं रुकती है. तो रुकने के लिए तो आएगी नहीं है. Work.
Was there a time in your life when you almost gave up, like apart from the rough patch that you had in 2018? Was there a part in your life when you did not want to get up and do anything only?
It was only when my family was not there, because every day evening it was my schedule. मैं कहीं भी हूँ. My sister would call me up at 5 o'clock. She used to come back from office at 5. मैं घर जा रही हूँ, चाय चढ़ा रही हूँ, तू कहाँ है, आ रही है ना. मैं कहीं भी हूँ, मैंने गाड़ी मोड़नी है. 5:30 तक मैं उनके साथ चाय रोज पी रही होती थी. So every day basis. तो जब वो चली गई तो मुझे नहीं पता था कि मेरी गाड़ी कहाँ जा रही है, मैं कौन सी सड़कों पे हूँ, ये कौन सा शहर है, मुझे कहाँ जाना है. मुझे आई लॉस्ट माई ओन आइडेंटिटी विद हर. मैं अब हमारे कॉमन फ्रेंड्स थे, कॉमन ग्रुप था, सर्कल था. मैं वहां भी जाती थी ना, मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि nobody knows me now because my sister is not there. I mean, I have lost my identity with her. But then her daughters, my nieces, they were there in front of me. I had to be strong for them. I was now the only thing possibly close to their mother figure. So I said कि ऐसे नहीं चलेगा निशा, you cannot be that weak. So I stood up for all my 4 girls. I mean, my elder niece is an architect. Her younger one is a lawyer. तो अब वो उनके लिए फिर then I said no, कुछ नहीं होता, we are a gang. हम कर लेंगे, कुछ नहीं होता. तो
So you are their pillar of strength.
Yes, we talk about everything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you have been telling me that that when you lost your sister, there was a lot of grief involved,
Yeah.
and we always feel guilty of not spending enough time with our loved ones. Do you have any such guilt related to your family or anything in the past that maybe if situations would not have been this way, you could have done better, or if your sister would still have been here, things would have been different? Any
Definitely.
guilt that you still hold?
I would not say guilt. I have regrets because I'm not a phone person. My father, my mother used to call morning and evening every day. तो कई बार उठा पाती थी, कई बार नहीं उठा पाती थी, क्योंकि मैं फोन उठाकर बात करना मुझे बहुत वो लगता है. मुझे लगता है कि अच्छा मुझे अपना पूरा इस अपनी जो मैं कर रही हूँ उससे निकलना है और फिर मुझे बात करनी. तो कई बार मैं उनके फोन नहीं ले पाती थी, बच्चों के साथ बिजी हूँ या कुछ हूँ. तो अब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे हर फोन उठाना चाहिए था, हर फोन पे बात करनी चाहिए थी. और मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है कि मैंने आई डिड नॉट हैव इनफ पिक्चर्स विद देम. तो बहुत सारी पिक्चर्स क्योंकि यू नेवर नो कि कब वो चीजें आपके साथ, वो लोग आपके साथ नहीं हो, बट you must have a lot of pictures of them. I don't have a lot of pictures with them.
So now you make sure that you have enough pictures with your family, with your daughter.
Yes, I do. और मैं तो अपने बच्चों को ये बोलती हूँ, जब मैं जाऊंगी तो मेरी इस साड़ी में ऐसी फोटो लगाना है, तो अच्छी तरह खिंचवा लो.
And thanks to technology, where all of us have now become very photogenic and addicted to clicking pictures.
Thanks to filters.
I mean, you don't need filters.
No, I do.
As I told you, I'm really in awe of your personality, the way you look. We cannot let you go without hearing your poetry. So if you could share something that is really close to your heart.
Sure, why not? Yes. I wrote something few days back.
Okay.
अब मैं वहां, ये this is the title. अब अपना नाम, पता, घर बार सब बदल लिया है मैंने. अब मैं वहां नहीं रहती जहां छोड़ गए थे तुम मुझे. अब वो जगह खंडर हो चुकी है, बस कुछ यादें पुरानी टहनियों की तरह अब भी वहां लटकती हैं. कुछ आंसू लटके हैं अभी भी वहां दरवाजों के पीछे, कुछ सिलवटे पर्दों में छिपी हुई हैं, जहां छिप जाया करती थी मैं तुम्हें अपनी तरफ आता देख, और तुम कस के उस पर्दे को पकड़ लिया करते थे जो तुम्हारे और मेरे बीच एक सरहद की तरह तना हुआ था. हाँ, वही सिलवटे. कुछ अनकही बातें, कुछ पुराने किस्से और कुछ बहस अभी भी उस बड़े गमले के नीचे छिपी है. वो गर्म दोपहरी, वो पीली कॉटन की साड़ी और वो काली बिंदी जो तुम छत पर आके नोच डालते थे अपनी प्यास बुझाने के लिए, वो अभी भी उस बड़े पुराने संदूक में बंद करके ताला तान दिया है उस पर. और वो धुआं जो सर्दी की चाय से निकलता था जब तुम ठंडे हाथ लगा जाया करते थे मेरे गालों पर, वो धुआं भी उस रसोई घर के साथ ही खाली कर दिया है मैंने कहीं. बस थोड़ा सा साहस, एक चुप सी हंसी और कुछ दर्द रख छोड़ा है बैग के एक साइड में, ताकि सफर में जरूरत पड़ने पर निकाल लूं. अब इस घर में सिर्फ तब आना होता है जब बाहर और भीतर कुछ बरसता है. अटकती सी जैसे पानी में खोई हुई वो कागज की कश्ती कभी थम सी जाती है किसी पत्थर से टकराकर शायद. पर अब मैं वहां नहीं रहती जहां तुम छोड़ आए थे मुझे कभी. Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm still stuck there. I could imagine all of it happening.
Imagine.
It has so much rawness, so much depth.
Yeah.
I'm moved by this. Beautiful. And as I know that you are into books, you read books.
Yeah.
So we have got something for you.
Wow.
And I would like you to open this.
Oh, thank you so much.
It was a collaborative effort of the team.
Oh. I always love to have books as gifts because आपको मौका मिलता है पढ़ने का किसी और की चॉइस से, है ना?
Yes. So we have read this and we really thought you would like it, and it's inspired us a lot. So
wow, my daughter would love this. You know why? She's writing a novel on a story in Kashmir, based in Kashmir. So she was researching about Kashmiri Pandits and the struggles. Thank you so much. I was not expecting a gift. Talking to you was a gift itself. You actually took me back to the memory lane. Thank you so much and best of luck for all the endeavors ahead.
Thank you. I mean, your journey, your struggles that you have been through was inspiring, and most of all, it would be an inspiration for our young minds, for our audience, because the way you dealt with all of the grief, the struggles, and you got up again, and the way you are still standing strong is like you are setting an example there. It was beautiful having this conversation with you, and as I said earlier, I'm really moved by your poetry. I've read a lot of it. I was looking it up on YouTube, but you know, it has a different kind of vibe when you hear it in person.
Of course.
So it was, I'll remember this day for sure. It was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So listening to ma'am's journey was inspiring. It was motivational, and we actually built a connection while talking to you. I cannot realize, and I cannot feel that this is the first time we were talking in person. It was really inspiring in a way that the struggles that she has dealt with, we could all relate to it. Losing somebody and then finding yourself in the hassle of life, but she stood strong. She did that. And what reflected, what resonated with me the most was that she is so resilient about her mental health, the emotional struggles that she has been through. She held up strong, and we have a lot to learn from her, and we'll keep following her. So thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us. And stay tuned. We'll see you in our next episode. Till then, take care of your mental health as you take care of your physical health. Bye bye.